Hey, Dennis, could you come over here for a second? Now, this is Dennis, and he is a little devil. He also smells like onions. Now, if you don't mind, he needs to go and peck some people's eyes out. Hello. So, I very much got thrown through a loop for, the Rhamph releasing, as I really was not expecting it. Needless to say, I love it. It's a damn seagull, mate, and look how adorable it is when it's flying. I am getting very heavy compy vibes, but instead this time I can fly. Along with it being a very good swimmer, so that gives it even more access to very safe questing, with sea quests as well. But lastly, I would say it has my favourite thing of being able to just drop out of the sky on command with the pounce ability. I love that so much. It gives you so much more free movement and creativity in that movement itself. I love that. I am not gonna lie, I kinda wish I could do that on Thalassodromius and Hatzegopteryx. Just stop flight and just start falling like this. In my opinion, that would just make flight so much better. Just being able to just fall with style. In other words, you just go full Buzz Lightyear with it, right? And then perhaps catch yourself with your flight again, like you can do with Rhamph. I think that would also kind of help with kind of building up momentum for flight if you want to do a drop. I think that could be, a mechanic with a good skill ceiling on it to get good use out of. But before I end up going into a ramble about a goddamn flight mechanic, let's get into what the video is going to be about. First up, I'm going to go over the abilities and passives. I will place timestamps in the description of, well, me describing what's going to be in the video, and the abilities and all that good stuff, and then after that, it will be just some funny moments, or just some of the fights that I've gotten involved in, because this thing doesn't really kill, it more like it influences fights.
Yeah, smack a bastard.
Mainly
Oh,
with, distraction, and the many passives and debuffs that it can apply to others. So yeah, timestamps in the description, and I hope you all enjoy the video.
So, what do we have here? Rhamph.
Let's have a look at the health and weight. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, this is 500 combat weight and 400 health. Let's just say that Denon is pretty much the second squishiest thing in the game after this thing. I do like its movement though. Oh, until I do that. Yeah. Okay then, abilities. So, Bite. Deals no damage but can kill critters, okay. Bloodsucker. Okay, so you deal a bite and you take some health. Cool. And after hitting 5 times and stacking it up to 5, it reduces whatever you've hit with it, they're turning by 50%. That's cool. Conehead. You fly better. Yeah, in other words, you just turn in flight better. Kind of easy to understand. Scab Picker. Okay. So that makes people bleed longer once you keep hitting them with this ability. I mean, it's cool if you team up with like some conks or any bleeder really. Yeah, I like it. And spearfishing, oh, max out your stamina if you catch a fish. Cool. Now you're gonna notice something right here. None of these deal damage. They are all purely support abilities, or attacks, or whatever. But either way, senses. Now, flock migration. Yeah, we've seen her off a thal. You know, fly near your friends and you can fly for longer. Cool. Plague carrier. Now, this one I did find weird. While latched onto another creature not in your group, apply a debuff to it that causes 15% reduced bleed, stamina, and health recovery, and increases food and water drain by 15%. This effect spreads to any nearby creatures within 30 meters not in your group. My only question is, does that work only if you are in a group? Or can I just be this solo little damn sky rat flying about, just pouncing random things and just spreading plague to everybody? I don't know. If I can do it solo and not in a group, then this is hilarious. If I can only do it while in a group, then it's still hilarious, but has some requisition for it. Yeah, cool ability. Cool passive. Okay, so barrel roll, dart, and scatter. Yeah, these, right now, barrel roll is kind of broken, as it doesn't deal damage, but you still take damage from colliding with things. So, take that as you will. Dart is actually quite cool. I actually like dart from what I've used of it. One sec, let me pop it on. And here. Right. Barrel roll and dart actually do work a bit different. With barrel roll, well, it's different animation, and it'll, you know, when it gets fixed, it'll end up actually doing some damage. It won't be a lot, because, hey, it's a tiny little creature. And then dart is actually a little bit better, in my opinion, because it keeps up the... how do I put it? It lets you keep the momentum afterwards instead of slowing you down immediately, like what happens if you use barrel roll. Dart actually gives you speed, but is not really too necessary. Okay, metabolism, we've only got Fisher. Okay, hide, hollow bones, or seabird. I mean, it kind of speaks for itself, doesn't it? I mean, if you want to be in water lots, you know, or out at sea, use seabird. If you don't, just use hollow bones. You'll take off a little bit easier, using less stamina. Kind of self-explanatory. Just a little addition right here that I want to add into the video while I was watching this and editing it. I said that there's no real, you know, it depends on the playstyle, but I think you could actually get a lot more out of Seabird. Just because if you're in a place near water and you start getting low on stamina, you'll end up actually regenerating stamina a bit faster if you use Seabird. And jumping to get, you know, jumping doesn't take that much stamina anyway for Rhamph, so I think you'd actually get more out of Seabird. But hey, that's just food for thought. That's all up to you if you want to use that. Okay, so leg slot. I don't think I have to explain any of these in detail to you. Pounce, we all know Pounce. Cool. Webbed feet. Oh yeah, I will say one thing actually. Pounce for Rhamph, once Slick Hide, So once Slick Hide actually gets fixed, Rhamph will have zero, zero things that it won't be able to pounce in terms of the official roster, which I think is quite cool. And then we have Webbed Feet, increase swim speed by 10% and decrease swim stamina by 20%. You know, the obvious, hey, I want to go swimming ability. Cool. And when in combat, jump 50% higher. It'll help you for escaping. Yeah, I like that. So rudder, yeah. Improves jump control, reduces fall damage, and reduces stamina cost on jumping by 20%. Yeah, it's on Denon, it's on a kilo. Useful. Maybe if we had another option here, maybe? That would be cool. But we don't, so yeah. Now we're into the voice the voice slots. Rat out. Let's have a look at this. 20 meters. A call that makes all creatures within 20 meters perform a broadcast call. All affected creatures in your group will gain 20% trot movement speed for 30 seconds. Cannot be used while in combat and deactivates if combat is triggered. This is 100% a scouting ability, and in a way I'm all for it, but in a way I'm also completely against it. Oh god. I can just imagine that you wander around a hotspot. You don't walk into the hotspot, you just wander around it. And then you just hear a little bit of flapping, and then 2 seconds later you start just screaming. Your character just starts screaming out of nowhere, uncontrollably. And that's because a damn Rhamph or Incus has found you and has used this thing to actually scout you out. And then, 5 minutes later you get like 9 EOs come running at you or something. Now, Plotting Whispers. Increase the attack damage of a pounced creature by 10% while Rhamph remains latched on. Can only be used while latched, and can only stop if delatched. Okay, that's a weird word for me, delatched. So in other words, you just equip yourself to whoever you want. Okay, you just turn into a piece of equipment as a Rhamph with Plotting Whisper. Find an aloe or something, hop on to the side of them, make sure that, they know you're friendly, and just buff them. They'll deal more damage with you using this ability. And the funny part is, this thing has no cooldown. But it only lasts 10 seconds at a time, so you're just gonna have to keep spamming it. But hey, as long as you don't die, whoever you're attached to is dealing 10% more damage. Sounds like a win. And how about Lord of Terrors? A call usable only during the night that removes 10% of stamina from all creatures within 100 meters, and reduces their damage by 10% for 30 seconds if the target is not in combat already. Not usable when in a group or in combat. Okay, so it's a solo ability. You just fly around during the night, and yeah, it's literally like the entire screw the world kind of mindset ability. It's like, oh, all these people in Crater are really annoying. Oh, look, it's night. Say goodbye to, 10% of all of your stamina, So, scenario then is that people are just hanging around in Crater or something like that. One guy flies over with Lord of Terrors, activates that. They all lose 10% stamina and whatever like that. And then a group comes in and takes advantage of the entire group that's in the crater with, missing 10% stamina.
By the way, I know it's not that significant, but hey, just give it a chance.
And Bloodthirsty Hunters. Increase bleed damage of group dinosaurs by 15% for 30 seconds within a 15-meter radius. Okay, so, in other words, just team up with a bunch of conks, or aloes. Aloes would work very well. And that's that. That's the abilities, and I guess I can have a little bit of fun with this in terms of the flight. There is something funny I could do with this, though. Give me a second. Okay, so I've made my Rhamph 5 times speed. Let's have a look how this goes. Oh dear lord. Let me just turn down the sound right there, because the wind sound from going very fast can be very annoying. So yeah, this is quite a polarizing playable from what I've seen. There are those who love it and those who hate it. There's certainly a little bit of discourse around it, mainly because of the fact that it doesn't deal damage. Personally, I kind of like that, just because I don't think everything in the game needs to be, like, centered around being the best at killing. It's it was originally a dinosaur survival game with PvP elements, not a PvP game with dinosaur elements. Let's remember that. And so I see Rhamph as a breath of fresh air, really, as it's not centered around being an insanely strong thing. Instead, it just makes others a little better at what they do. And in a game where we have nothing else to do other than really fight each other and grow creatures, this could be a good sign for other things to do in the game other than just run at each other with EOs. Or, yeah. And with the variety of abilities and passives on Rhamph, they've been quite experimental with it. We haven't seen abilities or passives like this on anything else in the game, and especially with the Lambio rework coming as well in the future, we could have a lot to look forward to in terms of actual variety and diversity in terms of the roster. Debuff to it that causes 15% reduced bleed, stamina, and health recovery, and increases food and water drain by 15%. This effect spreads to any nearby creatures within 30 meters, not in your group. You've literally given this thing Arc Swamp Fever, or as everyone calls it, Swamp AIDS. You've given this thing the ability to give everybody Arc Swamp AIDS. Oh, you're crazy, and I love it. There's only one name for this: Skyrat. Yep, soon. There we go. I think servers are dying right now. Oh my goodness. Oh god, what is that? Mate, literally just swallows it whole. No chewing or ripping or anything like that. Mate, the chunks of meat are bigger than me. What the hell? Mate, this sound. This goddamn sound. Hey, leave me alone. This is pretty damn cool, though. I like this. Right then, let's go. Whee! I like that. That's so cool. That is so damn cool. Ah, there we go. Kelp Forest. I wonder what the stamina's like on these. Oh my goodness. Okay, the stamina is really damn good. And the air control as well. You know, though, that this entire server is pretty much just going to be Rhamph players. That's all it's going to be. Wait, let's have a look at the flying. Oh my. Oh god! If you are not pushing forward, you will drop like a rock. That's a warning to all of you. If you stop, you drop. This kind of feels like it's less based on momentum. It's more like it has, you know, just insane mobility and quite a good, like, base movement speed. And so for this part, you know what they say about pushing your luck? Well, there was a whole battle going on here, and I thought I could just, you know, pass on by, do the quests, and maybe take a trophy afterwards. Sarkos say no. Upon respawning, though, I did get lucky enough to find some Sarkos just, like, practicing PvP in the ocean, or maybe they were just having a genuine fight. But, I don't know. Either way, you don't see it very often. But after unfortunately losing those Sarkos over there in the ocean, I ended up coming back to where I died, only to find that they're still fighting, funnily enough, and I guess one of the sides ended up switching to a bars. To me, looks like another chance for a trophy. I'll take it. I'm calling it right now, nothing is going to be able to steal trophies as well as this thing. And while questing in my pretty much favourite area of the map to quest in, I ended up coming across another chance for a trophy. I don't know if it's me, but I don't think that hats should be, you know, just standing there trying to face tank a Sarah that's running circles around it. But then again, if the Sarah didn't have Armored Tail, it would be easy to actually kill it as a hats, I think. But either way, that's another trophy. And I do know who that Hatzigoprix was. They were Riaza97 on Twitch. I only know because they spoke near me and their message popped up in chat. They're usually pretty chill. They have their own group and stuff like that. They also like to do a lot of fights. I'll pop their link in the description, and I'll pop it on the screen right here. If you are an enjoyer of path content on Twitch, I guess that's another streamer for you to give a try. See if you enjoy it. Wait, are any of us this aloe, or...? Oh. Wait! Terra! We can have a Gundam battle. You control the aloe, I control the... Ah! Yeah, but you got the aloe, I got the Pycno. Oh, okay. Oh, you got the Pycno. Right, we got this. You got... Yeah, you got this. Come on. Don't worry about being Terra, you know, we're expendable. Yeah, they bit me off. Oh, wait. I'm not the only one. Oh, I'll buff you then. Oh. Okay, I pounced onto Sim, and it teleported me to the guy you were all attacking. What the hell? Oh, that's so dumb. So dumb. That's not even. That's just a game moment. So there's Rhamph for us. Yeah. This playable has me quite excited for the future of this game, just for the pure fact that they've made it a playable that cannot do anything alone. Of course, a part of the community who are pretty much just focused on PvP, they won't touch this thing with a 10-foot pole other than to possibly yoink trophies. Although, it can still have its own influence in a fight, even if not major. But really, what I'm most excited for is that because of how they've made this playable, this means that they want to add more options to the game instead of just smashing our heads together, like we have always done. And now that Rhamph is released, and Hats is pretty much getting its kit, or ability kit, finished as well in the PTB, that means that they can actually look at Thalassodromius now, which is great. It's been needing a touch-up. Although Thalassodromius' release was pretty much just the flight test, just to get the ball rolling to work on flyers in the first place. So that's the reason why it's so basic. Now that Rhamph and Hats are pretty much complete in terms of their kits, yeah, you can expect Thal not to be too long before it actually gets some, you know, actual abilities and gets a role and an identity. And, but yeah, I'm excited for the future of the game. They're actually adding options and things to do, and variety. And with that, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Bye!